From village girl to city queen, her rise will inspire you. From the very first day Amara opened her eyes to the world, her life was already loud with noise. Cocks crowed, generators hummed in some rich people's compounds, and her mother's sharp voice cut through everything as she shouted her name. Amara, wake up! Go and fetch water before the sun starts burning her head. Amara jumped up from the mattress she shared with her younger brother, Chukwudi, in their small mud house in a quiet village in Imo State. The zinc roof had holes, so when rain fell, they had to put buckets everywhere. Her father used to be a strong farmer, but after he had an accident with a motorcycle on the dusty village road, one of his legs started paining him all the time. He could not walk like before, and sometimes the pain made him hungry and quiet. Amara was the first child, and even though she was just a girl from a poor village, she had big eyes and bigger dreams. People used to say she had the kind of face that made you look twice. Dark, smooth skin, big, bright eyes, a tiny gap in her front teeth, and a smile that lightened even the dullest day. But life was not smiling at her. Every morning, she carried two big yellow jerry cans to the stream, walked barefoot on the rough ground, fetched water, then rushed back so she could still go to the village school. She wore the same faded uniform almost every day, washing it at night and hanging it near the fire to dry. Sometimes the uniform smelled of smoke, but she did not care. In school, she always sat in front. She loved English and literature. When the teacher read stories, she would close her eyes and see the scenes in her mind. Big cities, tall buildings, shining cars, girls in fine dresses and high heels, walking like queens. One day, after a long hot afternoon, she sat with her best friend, Ngozi, under the mango tree near the school field. They shared groundnuts and laughed about one of their classmates pronounced photograph as photograph. Ngozi wiped sweat from her forehead and said, Amara, what do you even want to do with your life like this? This village is boring. Even the boys here don't have sense. Amara stared at the dusty road and said softly, I want to leave this place. I want to go to Lagos. I want to be big. I want to dress well. I want people to know my name. I don't want to suffer like my parents. I want to take them out of here. One day, I will be a city queen. Ngozi laughed, but not in a wicked way. City queen? You not crazy girl, sha. But me? I just want to marry one rich man that will take me away. Amara smiled, but inside her, something was burning. She did not just want to marry rich, she wanted to be rich. At home, things were getting worse. Her father's medicine was expensive. The farm was not giving much yield. Rain was not falling well. Their landlord was threatening to chase them from the house if they didn't pay the small rent they owed. Amara would sometimes hear her parents talking at night in low tones, thinking she was sleeping. Her father would sigh, if only I could walk like before. If only, her mother would say, hey, I'm tired though. We can't even feed well. Look at Amara. She is a bright girl. This village will swallow her if she stays. One evening, as the sun was going down and the sky was orange, Amara's mother received a phone call. It was from her elder sister, Aunty Ifoma, who lived in Lagos. After the call, her mother sat quiet for a long time. Then she called Amara. My daughter, come and sit down. Amara's heart beat fast. Mothers did not call you to sit down like that unless something big was happening. Your auntie Ifoma said she needs someone to help her in Lagos, to be staying in the house, doing small housework and helping her with shop. She said she will send you to school there too. Amara's heart jumped. Lagos. Just that name sounded like gold. Tall buildings she had only seen in magazines. Fashion, lights, big roads. But then another feeling came. Fear. Mama, leave you and Papa and Chukudi. Her mother's eyes were already wet. My daughter, I don't want to send you away. But what do we have here? Nothing. That woman may have a wahala, but she's still my sister. If you go, maybe God will open a way for you. Maybe you will finish school. Maybe you will help us later. That night, Amara lay awake, staring at the dark ceiling. She could hear rats running above the zinc. Her brother snored lightly beside her. She thought of Lagos. She thought of her father's tired eyes. She thought of the landlord's threats. Slowly, she made up her mind. I will go, she whispered into the darkness. I will go to Lagos and I will come back for all of you. The next week was full of mixed feelings. The whole village knew she was going to Lagos. News traveled fast there. Some people said she was lucky. Some said she would come back with an accent. Some whispered that girls who went to the city came back spoiled and proud. On the day she left, her father called her to his side. He slipped his rough hand into his pocket and brought out a tiny folded paper. Inside was an old small photograph of him and her mother when they were younger, smiling, standing in front of a small shop that they once had before life turned upside down. We once had small, he said. We lost it. Go and get it back, but don't lose yourself. Tears ran down Amara's cheeks. They hugged for a long time. Her mother tied a small nylon of gari and granuts and put it in Amara's bag for the journey. Ngozi came to the park and held her lightly. Don't forget me. When you blow, remember your girl, she said, trying to sound playful, but her voice shook. The bus was old and noisy, but it carried her dream. As they left the village, Amara looked out of the window and watched the only world she had known get smaller and smaller. Hours later, when she finally saw the long bridge, the big buildings, the endless traffic, and the bright lights of Lagos, her mouth opened. The city looked like another planet. Her aunty Ifoma's house was a crowded area in Ojodu. It was a two-bedroom flat inside a face me, I face you compound. Not the fancy Lagos she had imagined, but still, it was Lagos. Children ran around, neighbors argued, somebody somewhere was always playing loud music. Auntie Ifoma was a strong woman with sharp eyes and a sharp tongue. She sold clothes in a big market on the island and never liked to waste time. She sized Amara up the first night. So you're the village girl that wants to shine in Lagos, Abi? She said. Listen well. Lagos is not beans. You must be smart. You must work hard. Don't follow men up and down. Men will waste your time and spoil your destiny if you are not careful. In this house, I don't tolerate nonsense. Amara nodded quickly. Yes, auntie. The first few months were tough. She woke very early, swept the compound, washed plates, went to the market with her auntie, carried load, arranged clothes in the shop, and still had to attend a public secondary school in the area. Many times she got to school late and was flogged on the assembly ground. Some girls laughed at her village accent and her dated shoes. One girl, Cynthia, always mocked her. See this bush girl. You say you want to be what? A city queen? Better face your life. She sneered one day when Amara's skirt tore slightly on the side. Amara went to the toilet and cried quietly. But the tears never lasted long. She would wash her face, breathe in, and tell herself, I did not come to Lagos to fail. In the market, she learned fast. She watched how her auntie talked to customers, how she smiled sweetly when she wanted someone to buy expensive clothes, how she changed her voice when talking to rich madams and big men. Lagos had its own language, and Amara began to learn it. She made mental notes. Fine dressing attracts attention. Confidence brings respect. Eye contact is powerful. People like stories. People like to feel important. One special day, something happened that started to change everything. A well-dressed woman came to the shop with her teenage daughter. They were obviously rich. Perfume, straight hair, designer sandals. The daughter held her phone like it was part of her body. The woman looked through clothes and picked one simple gown that most people ignored. This one is actually very nice on people with your body type, ma, Amara said softly. It will bring out your shape but still look simple and rich, and the color will match your skin. The woman looked at her with surprise and curiosity. How old are you? 16, ma, Amara replied. And you talk like this? The woman said. She tried the gown and loved it. She ended up buying more things than she planned because of Amara's sweet words and honest ties. Before leaving, she told Auntie Ifoma, "That girl is smart, don't waste her." When they left, Auntie Ifoma looked at Amara with new eyes. That evening, she did not shout at her as usual. Instead, she said, "You have mouth for business, use it well, don't be dull." As months turned to years, Amara grew into her teenage body. She became taller, slimmer, and more graceful. She still wore simple clothes, but she had style. She could tie scarves in creative ways. She could turn cheap jeans into something that looked expensive just by how she carried herself. One day, a girl from her school took a picture of her in the market without her knowing and posted it on Instagram with the caption, "See this fine hustle babe, Lagos no go see her finish." The picture started to move small small. Some people commented things like, "Her skin is glowing," and "See queen." The girl later showed Amara, "You are going viral small oh," she said laughing. Amara did not really understand the power of social media yet, but something about that word, viral, stayed in her mind. Life was still hard, but tiny doors were opening. One day, a youth program came to our school to talk about skills and dreams. A young woman named Kemi, who was a fashion designer and content creator, came to speak. She wore simple jeans and a white shirt, but the way she carried herself made her look like a big celebrity. After her talk, she asked students what they wanted to become. Many said doctor, banker, engineer. When it was Amara's turn, she stood up slowly. "My name is Amara. I want to work in fashion and media. I want to be big in this city. I want to dress people and inspire girls like me." Some students giggled, but Kemi did not laugh. Her eyes shone. "Come and meet me after," she said. After the session, they talked. "You have presence," Kemi said. "You know how to stand. You know how to talk. And your face is very camera friendly. Do you have social media?" Amara shook her head, embarrassed. "No phone, ma." Something like pity and admiration passed over Kemi's face. "I like you. Here is what we'll do. Anytime I come to this area, I will let you know through your school. I run a small project for girls. We teach basic fashion, social media, and confidence. I want you to join. It is free." Amara felt like someone had just told her that rice would fall from heaven. She thanked her so much that Kemi laughed and said, "Okay, okay, don't cry." When she told her auntie later, she expected a fight, but to her surprise, Auntie Ifoma only sighed and said, "As long as it does not disturb my shop and your school, go. Just remember why you are here." So, Amara started attending the weekend sessions. She learned how to pose for photos, how to walk with confidence, how to write simple captions, how to think of herself as a brand. It sounded big and strange at first, but slowly it started to make sense. One Saturday, Kemi brought some clothes from her new collection and asked the girls to model them for fun. When Amara came out in a bright yellow dress with ruffles, everybody went quiet for a second. She looked like a star. Even she could not recognize herself. "You are a natural," Kemi whispered. She took many pictures and later posted them on her Instagram page, tapping some brands and using big hashtags. This time, Amara knew what viral meant, and her heart was racing. People started asking in the comments, "Who is this girl? Which model is this? She looks like queen material." A few small brands reached out, asking to use her picture and maybe work with her. But there was a problem. She was still a schoolgirl under her auntie, with no phone, no money, and no freedom to move anyhow. At home, things were tense. Even though her auntie saw that she was promising, she also became more controlling. "Don't let city life enter your head," she would say. "Remember where you are coming from. All these people that will say that they want to help you, many of them are wolves." Amara understood. She promised to be careful, but a new kind of hunger was growing in her. Not just hunger for money, but hunger for a bigger life. Then one day, Lagos decided to test her. After school, as she was hurrying to the shop, a sleek black car stopped beside her. The glass rolled down, and a handsome young man looked out. He wore a neat shirt and a wristwatch that looked very expensive. "Hi, excuse me," he said with a soft voice. Are you the girl on Kemi's page? Amara froze. Her heart jumped. She wanted to run, but her legs refused. I don't know, she stammered. He smiled. You're the one. I recognize that face anywhere. My name is Kelvin. I own a media and fashion company. I have been trying to reach your mentor, but she said you are still in school, so she wants to protect you small. I respect that, but I also know talent when I see one. Can we talk? Don't worry, I have sisters. I'm not a bad person. Every warning her mother and auntie ever gave her about men flashed across her mind like a movie. But there was something calm about him. His car didn't have loud music. He didn't talk like street boys. Still, Lagos could package anything, good or bad, in fine clothes. My auntie is waiting for me, she said, trying to escape. Where is our shop? He asked. I can drop you. That was how it started. Kelvin parked near the market and walked with her to the shop, carrying some of her load like it was nothing. People stared. It was not common to see a fine big man in a big car following one small girl around the market. When he introduced himself to her auntie, he spoke with respect. Good evening, ma. Please, I hope you don't mind. I like this girl's potential. I run a company that helps young talents like her. I have some ideas that can help her grow while still staying safe and focused on school. I would like to work with you both. At first, Auntie Ifoma's face was hard as stone. She wore her wrapper tightly and looked him from head to toe. You want to help her for what? Are you God? She asked him sharply. But Kelvin did not get angry. He smiled politely and brought out his business card. You can check my company online. I understand your worries. Lagos is dangerous, but sometimes help comes in clean clothes too. It took weeks of talking, checking, and praying. Kemi also confirmed that Kelvin was real and serious, even though she warned them to always put Amara's safety first. Finally, with many rules and conditions, they agreed to let him manage some of Amara's work as a model and brand face, but only for decent brands with supervision. Soon, Amara's life changed again. She started doing small photo shoots on weekends, nothing bad or exposed, just stylish, smart, beautiful looks. Ankara dresses, jeans and tops, corporate wear, even school friendly outfits. Brands liked her because she looked like a real Nigerian girl that ordinary people could relate to. But there was something royal about her too. Comments started pouring in on social media. This girl is going places. From the look of this girl, she has story. She is giving queen vibes. Money began to enter, not too much at first, but more than she had ever held in her life. Kelvin was strict. We're building a brand, not just a fine face, he told her. You will not be jumping into rubbish adverts. No nonsense parties, no shady people. Lagos can use you and dump you. I won't allow it. It was like a big brother, and slowly, something more. She found herself waiting for his calls. She noticed the way he looked at her when he thought she wasn't watching. One evening after a shoot on the island, they sat inside his car, watching the water move slowly. The city lights danced on the surface. Sometimes I still feel like that small girl carrying water on her head in the village, she said quietly. Well, he replied, looking at her softly. Even queens fetch water at the beginning. It is part of their training. Her heart skipped. The way he called her queen made her chest warm, but she remembered all the warnings. She kept her feelings hidden. As she rose, she felt the weight of envy too. Her classmates who once laughed at her village shoes now secretly watched her Instagram page secretly. Some tried to be friendly, some started rumors. One said she was dating politicians, another said she had done something spiritual to become popular. People in Nigeria loved gist, whether true or false. Even one of the girls from Kemi's program, Fola, changed towards her. At first, they were close. They took pictures together and encouraged each other. But when brands started picking Amara more often than Fola, something dark entered Fola's eyes. She started side comments. You are lucky, Sha. Some of us are just invincible, she would say with a fake laugh. Amara tried to share opportunities sometimes, telling Browns about Fola too. But jealousy is like fire. It doesn't listen to water logic. One day, something big happened that added a heavy twist to her life. A famous Lagos influencer, Tonya Gold, noticed her and decided to invite her to a private networking party filled with big names, actors, musicians, brand owners. Kelvin wasn't happy about it at first. I don't like these parties. Too much fake life, too much temptation, he said. But it's a huge opportunity, Amara replied quietly. If I go there and behave well, more doors may open. They argued a bit. Finally, he sighed. Okay, I will come with you. I won't let you go alone. The night of the party was like a dream. It was in a rooftop lounge on the island. There were fairy lights, loud but classy music, and people dressed like they had stepped out of magazine covers. Tonya Gold herself hugged Amara like an old friend. My city queen, she shouted. You are even more beautiful in real life. Cameras flashed. People took selfies. For the first time, Amara felt like she had stepped fully into the life she once saw in her imagination back in the village. But Lagos does not give sweetness without pepper. There was a man there called Chief Lawson. He was in his late 40s, rich and powerful. Everybody seemed to respect him. He had that kind of smile that didn't reach his eyes. When he saw Amara, he stared for a long time. Later, he walked up to her. Young lady, I have heard about you. You are making noise. Good noise, he said. Thank you, sir, she replied politely. Kevin's eyes never left them. Chief Lawson continued. If you are smart, you will come under my wing. I can push you faster than all these small boys managing you. Lagos respects money, and I have it. He slipped a card into her hand gently and gave her a small wink. Think about it. Kelvin pulled her aside after. Avoid that man, he warned. I have heard stories. He helps you today and owns you tomorrow. Some people are still paying for the help he gave them 5 years ago. Amara believed him and didn't call the chief. But Tonya, who seemed to like power, started telling her, you can't be too loyal in this city. Sometimes you have to grab opportunity, even if someone frowns, just to be smart. Things were getting complicated. As her followers grew, her life became like a show. People watched everything she posted. A wrong step could destroy everything. Then the real scandal came. One afternoon, someone sent Kelvin a message with a link. He opened it and his face changed. It was a blog post that read, New Lagos It Girl, Amara, exposed. See what she did to get famous. At first, he thought it was just normal gossip, but as he read, his hands shook. The blog claimed that Amara was secretly being kept by a married big man who bought her everything. They used an edited picture that made it look like she was living in a hotel with a man that looked like Chief Lawson, but the face wasn't even clear. They wrote lies about her, saying she insulted her village people, that she abandoned her sick parents, that she was rude to fans. Comments under the post were mixed. Some defended her, many dragged her. I knew it, some said. All these fast girls. The post went viral. Brands began to call Kelvin, asking questions. Some paused their deals. Social media became hot. Amara was in the shop when she saw her name trending. Her heart shook. Her auntie stormed in, waving her phone. What is this I'm seeing on the internet? They say you are sleeping around. They say you forgot us. Am I dead? She shouted. Tears poured from Amara's eyes. Auntie, it's a lie. I swear, I have never done those things. But look how they wrote it, her auntie said, softer now but still pained. This is why I don't trust this Lagos. They lift you up today and throw you down tomorrow. When Kevin came, she ran into his arms crying. Who did this to me? She asked. We will find out, he said in a low voice. I promise you, we will. Days passed. The story refused to die. Someone was pushing it. More blogs picked it up. Even some girls from her estate started whispering when she passed. Fola, our old friend from Kemi's program, posted a vague tweet. Some people would do anything for fame. God is watching. People assumed she was talking about Amara. It burned. One night, while scrolling through comments with shaking hands, Amara received a strange message from a new account. It only said, if you want to know who is behind your shame, go to this place tomorrow by 5 p.m., followed by an address on the mainland. Fear and curiosity fought inside her. She told Kelvin about it. It may be a trap, he said. You can't just go like that. But I can't just sit and do nothing, she replied. I need to know who hates me this much. They argued for a long time, but finally agreed that they would go together, and he would wait nearby with his friend for security, while she went in only if it looked safe. The next day, they went. The address led to an average looking cafe, not some dark hidden place. People were eating and laughing. It looked normal. Kevin stayed in the car, eyes sharp, phone ready. Amara walked in slowly, her heart beating so fast she could almost hear it. At a corner table, facing the door, someone sat wearing a cap and big glasses. The person looked up. It was Fola. For a moment, they just stared at each other. Sit, Fola said, her voice cold. Amara sat down slowly. You, she whispered. Why? Fola smiled, but there was pain in her eyes. Why? Because you took everything. You don't even know, do you? The day Kemi picked you for the first big brand and not me, something broke inside me. I worked as hard as you, but the brands kept choosing you. Your face, your story, your village girl to city queen nonsense. But you know, be firewood. I'm human too. Amara felt like she was in a bad movie. So you did this? She asked, voice cracking. I didn't write everything, Fola said, but I gave them what they needed. I told the blogger some lies. Yes, I also sent that old blurred picture of you talking to that chief near the restroom at that party. They edited it. I knew it would cook well. The rest, Nigerians added pepper and salt. Amara was shaking. You destroyed my name because you were jealous. Fola's eyes suddenly filled with tears. You think it was just jealousy? Do you know that the day I was sent out of my house because I couldn't pay rent, your new billboard was trending near my street? People were taking selfies with your face. They didn't know I was your friend. They didn't know I slept on a friend's floor that night, crying. I reached out to you once for help, and you said you were busy. Amara thought back. There was a day Fola sent her a long message about wanting to talk. That day, Amara's schedule was crazy. She told her, I'm tied up, can we talk later? And later never came. Shame washed over her. I'm sorry, she whispered. You are sorry now, Abby? Fola said with a bitter laugh. Well, it's too late. The story is out. You are trending, my queen. You could have just told me how you felt, Amara said softly. You didn't have to destroy me. Maybe I didn't want your pity. Maybe I wanted you to taste pain too. Fola replied. Anyway, since you came, I'll tell you the rest. It wasn't only me. Someone else is happy that you fell. Who? Amara asked. Fola took off her glasses and looked straight at her. Your sweet media godfather, Kelvin. The world went silent. For a moment, even the noise in the cafe disappeared. That's not funny, Amara said. Kevin has been the only one defending me. Defending you in public? Yes, Fola said. But in private, he has his own games. Let me ask you, who introduced you to those big brands that dropped you so quickly? Who knew your full story, your weak points, your family situation? Who knew that if a scandal came, you would be too shocked to even fight first? He would never, Amara argued, but doubt slipped in like smoke. Why should I believe you? Fola laughed sadly. Because some people like to build and destroy at the same time. He contacted my own manager a while ago. He wanted someone that could shake you small. At first, it was just to create small drama so your brand would be hotter. You know drama sells. But when he saw how people were reacting, he didn't rush to stop it. He's enjoying the attention. Check your deals. Which one has he truly saved since this scandal started? He is busy posting mysterious quotes on his page to appear deep while you cry. Amara felt sick. Her mind ran back to the past days. Kevin had been there, yes, but always saying, we need to move smart. Let's wait. Don't talk yet. Silence is powerful. She thought he was protecting her. Now she wondered if he was quietly watching the fire he helped light. You are lying, she whispered, but her voice was weak. Fola slid her phone across the table. Read, she said. On the phone, Amara saw screenshots of chats between Fola's manager and Kelvin. Some messages were blurred, but not all. She saw her name. She saw phrases like small scandal will make her more interesting and we can control the story. She saw where the manager asked, "What if it gets too dark?" And Kelvin replied, "We will know when to stop." But it had gone too far. A sharp pain ran through her chest. "Why are you showing me this now?" she asked. "Because I wanted you to know that Lagos is not just one way. I hurt you, yes, but you were not just a victim. You had a man by your side who liked playing with fire," Fola said. "Also, maybe this is my own way of saying I'm tired. I didn't expect it to go this far. People are dragging your parents now too. I'm not that wicked." Tears fell freely down Amara's face. "So what do I do now?" "Stand up," Fola said simply. "But this time, don't let anybody else write your story. Not me, not Kelvin, not the chief, not even the blogs. You. You write it. Tell the truth. And if you ever find it in your heart to forgive me, fine. If not, I understand." They sat in silence for a while. Then Amara got up and left, her legs shaking.